zachitika kuti zachitika nthawi zanji kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero kuti zochitika mdziko manu momwe zisamakuphonyeni. Amene mukuona penepo ndi aphungu a Malawi Congress Party kutuluka nyumba ya malamulo pamene panali kusamvana kwakukulu pakati pa aphungu a Malawi Congress komanso chipani cholamula cha DPP. Kodi chinachitika ndi chani kuti zichite kufika ponena kuti anyanyale zokambirana? Takhani pomwe pamene takubweretserani tsatanetsatane wa zomwe zinachitika nyumba ya malamulo. Takhani pomwe.
First Deputy Speaker, your ruling and the guidance provided by the leader of the House. What happens then in an event where the committee, as guided by your high self, does deliberate on a report, the committee adopts the report without considering the other points as raised by the Honorable Leader? What does your chair do in that kind of a case? Where we have a case now that adopted a report and the committee is ready to table the report, but then a member of the executive stands and calls off the same report. Who is controlling the reports in this case? And then the leader says the report is half-baked. How does he know it is half-baked when they have not read the report? Where have they seen the report?
Thank you, Honorable Whip. Your question is, what happens in this situation? What happens is as guided in the morning. The chairperson of the committee needs to convene another meeting of the committee. They have to reconvene a meeting of the same committee. That's according to our procedure. And it is that meeting, because the report is not yet tabled, it is at that meeting where the decision can be rescinded and continue with the inquiry. Honourable members, I haven't concluded. Honourable members, I haven't concluded my ruling. Honourable members, I haven't concluded my ruling. But if during that meeting they discover that their capacity to continue is compromised, they will report back to this House and an ad hoc committee will be considered to continue with the work the committee has started. That's the procedure of this House. So if the members of this committee believe they cannot continue, we will take away the work from them and give it to an ad hoc committee. I therefore rule. And honour members, before Leader of Opposition, there are names out there that have been mentioned. There are names out there that have been mentioned that we've received letters from organizations I have mentioned that have questioned why have those not been invited to appear before the inquiry. And we believe those people need to clear themselves. So the committee needs to do that. Leader of Opposition.
Honorable First Deputy Speaker, hearing from both sides, you would still and agree with me, First Deputy Speaker, that the report is very important, and probably maybe the modus operandi on how this has to be disposed of is where the House is failing to agree. But I thought we have leadership from both sides, and that listening carefully, none of them is refusing for the report to be tabled. First Deputy, maybe where we need to get clarity, I don't know whether it is from the chairmanship or from the leadership, is what happens and which standing order should we use when it seems the report was adopted, but there's still some work to be done. Do they go back and work on a report which is already adopted, or there is a standing order that would probably cover this. One thing, First Deputy Speaker and the House, is that this report, whenever it gets presented, is going to settle the matter and clear the issues. It would also be a relief to some of the people that are haunted by this report. Therefore, when we sit here and discuss, we need to discuss seriously and provide a direction that will lead to a logical conclusion. Do we go and work on the adopted report, or we have probably a standing order that would help us, because this is a house of record. First Deputy Speaker, and then as
Honour members, order. When the leaders are on the floor, honour members, when the leaders are on the floor, we give them more time, and
okay.
Can we allow them to be listened to in silence?
First Deputy Speaker, because the report is not submitted in the House or presented, whether it was adopted or not adopted, it's the hearsay that we are getting, which can be confirmed by the leadership of the committee. It is of paramount importance that when we seem not to be agreeing here, there are some things that are happening involving some of the key stakeholders. Some of us have actually the Homeland Ministry releasing a public release, but also some are talking about the withdrawals. You remember, First Deputy Speaker, that some of us don't want to speak from point of no knowledge. We want to speak from point of knowledge with empirical evidence. If we could get a clearer direction on how this matter can be dealt with, I think both sides would actually agree, and then we reach a logical conclusion. I hope that would have helped us without hurting others. Let the natural justice prevail, and I hope leadership can provide that kind of leadership. I submit, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Leader of Opposition. Leader.
First Deputy Speaker, I listened very, very attentively to the submission by the Leader of Opposition, and I would like to say the following, that there are times when people choose deliberately to move away from the truth. And that's one thing that some of us do not like. I have guarded this house on 3 occasions on this matter, and I stand by that guidance. I will not move an inch on that position, because I have actually quoted the relevant standing order that is instructing me. Read the standing order, and it will provide you exactly what I've been saying in this house. Afford everybody mentioned an opportunity to be held. It's as simple as all that. That's why I said in the morning, I am becoming suspicious as to why we seem to be very impatient, rushing. Where are we rushing to? We never gave this committee timelines. We never did. So I'm surprised. Where are we rushing to? We don't want a baked report. That statement is what I said in the morning, and it remains as such, because the standing order says so. So you cannot have a report that much as not seen it, that's going to come in this house, that they want to present in this house, that has not, captured. That has not captured information for others that have been mentioned. A seller in this context, and one very key important person, a very important person who sat in the OPC, who has not been interviewed. We've been watching the inquiry live on TV. Maybe there was some meeting somewhere, maybe in the night, that some of us did not see, where these people appeared. I have been watching this inquiry myself, so I know what I'm talking about. Read Standing Order 177, it will guide you accordingly, and I don't want to go beyond that. I thank you.
Honour members, With that guidance from the leader, let me as follows. I will give you. With the guidance from the leader and quoting Standing Order 107, honor members, it is, if it was you and me mentioned in that inquiry, and we were not accorded an opportunity to be heard, and the judgment passed affects you and me, we should think that way. Some members of the public have been mentioned by several other people. One, there is a public outcry out there that mentions the former SPC as to have run away, which is not healthy to the public. To us, you know the issues surrounding that name. You know the issues surrounding the seller of this hotel. Can we allow, as guided by the leader, that the people being mentioned should be allowed to appear? And if we believe the committee cannot do it, let us know. I'll finish by Pilanjuzi and I'll close this subject.
Thank you so much. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, I want to bring to your attention that as guided by you in the morning when I brought these issues, I was guided to formally bring up the matter in the House in accordance with our standing orders, and I chose Standing Order 13 to bring the matter, but I've been denied the right to bring the matter in the House because the minister responsible is not here, despite that the fact that that standing order does not really require the Honorable Minister to respond to the matter because it's brought under Standing Order 13. Secondly, Deputy Speaker, it's very concerning, and I'm very shocked and sad that as a House, even our leadership, we are falling over this report. You remember, Deputy Speaker, I was the one who brought this matter in this House, and that led to the formation of the committee to inquire into the Amaris Hotel. And I said at that point in time that you do not form a committee in order to kill a snake. This is exactly what I meant, because look like everything in this country has stopped simply because of a report, a parliamentary report that really in its effect cannot do anything because it just recommends, Mr. Speaker. Sinja South, my neighbor, brought a very important matter in this House, that funds that were frozen on Amaris deal are being withdrawn as we speak now. And as a House, we seem to be falling over this report when the funds are being withdrawn right now. Mr. Speaker, we are people's representatives. All of us from this side, that side, we need to be concerned about the theft of the public resources.
Honorable member,
Going round over a month.
Honorable member, please resume your seat. Honorable member, if it is, honorable member, you continue, leader, I will recognize you. Honorable member, you continue to mislead Malawians. I guided you. members, order. Order to my right. Order to my right. Order to my right. Honor members, let me emphasize here. If we make allegations to this house, Malawians are listening to those allegations. I did guide the honorable member for Lilongwe Pirilanjus for the records of this house and for Malawians to know that he should bring the issue he brought in the morning on the adjournment motion under Standing Order 13, which I accepted he did.
Who asked the question under Standing Order 69 this morning, submitted the question to your office. It also came to us. And as I speak, the Minister of Justice is on his way to come and respond to the same question. That is number one. Number two, it makes some of us feel very sad that a seasoned member of his stature, of his caliber, can walk out on the speaker, highly experienced, very intelligent, walks out on the speaker, demeaning the office of the speaker.
And he wanted this. Why are being addressed?
It does not look good. Your office, not reflecting on your office, must seriously look at such issues. Because at the end of the day, they will border on indiscipline. Yes. They will border on indiscipline. I will not walk out on the speaker in this house, no matter how difficult the situation would be, because that forms part of the core discipline of this house. Parliamentary decorum. You will have to reflect on that. It does not look good. I submit first of the speaker.
Thank you very much, Leader, for that. And I will consult the Speaker on the same, because we would like to praise the members that are still staying in the opposition, including the Leader. It shows the fight against corruption, colleagues, is not a one-man's job. It is for all of us to fight corruption, and we need to unite to fight corruption. Our actions, our conduct should show Malawians that we are not just doing politics, but we are here as leaders to serve them better. That's why you have observed since morning, I've allowed point of orders from both directions. I could have suspended this subject matter in the morning and could not have allowed anyone to speak on it. I have those powers, but I've allowed members to contribute because of the decorum of this house. So I will refer the issue of Lilongwe Pirilanjuzi to the office of the Speaker for an appropriate action and appropriate ruling. I therefore rule. Honour members, it is 16:02. I therefore suspend proceedings for a half a break. The House will resume sitting at 16:30. But before I do so, apologies, I have visitors in the gallery. I have students from Msindo Primary School in Lilongwe Chirobwe constituency. They are 50 in number. They have come to observe Parliament. And can I ask the students and the teachers from Msindo Primary School please to rise so you can be appreciated by Parliament. Let's all rise. Let's all rise. Let's all rise. Please wave at the House. Welcome to Parliament. Welcome to Parliament. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please sit down. Thank you very much. The other issues that are coming from the House, don't listen. The House, we don't practice politics like that in the House. Thank you so much for coming to Parliament. A lot of visitors coming from Our member for Mulanje West has brought in her daughter and some family members in the house. They have come to visit her. I have their names. I have their names listed. The first one is my best friend, Catherine Chisusa. May we recognize Catherine Chisusa to rise. Thus, welcome to Parliament, Madam. And Violet Jumbe. Violet Jumbe, welcome to the House. And Abiti Chilembwe. Abiti Chilembwe should be seated somewhere. Welcome to Parliament. Thank you very much. Honour member for Mulanje West, please rise and wave at your. Honour member for Mulanje West, please rise and wave at your sisters, and bring us more visitors next time. Thank you very much. Honour members, I therefore suspend proceedings for a half a break. The House will resume sitting at 16:30. House suspended.
Zachitika kuti? Zachitika nthawi zanji? Kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani? Musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi. Tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero kuti zochitika mdziko mwanu momwe zisamakuphonyeni.